Another way to use the birthing ball or another item of that same height is to just lean and kneel. Because I spend a lot of time in the hospitals. Oh, sorry, baby. I have a knee pad because I don't want my mom's knees to be hurting. So this is another extra thing that if you have it, might be helpful. It's just a gardening knee pad. So you can put that down. We'll put this down for you, sweetie. And you can kneel and lean onto whatever furnishing you have. So at home, this is just an ottoman that I have here that she's leaning on. And this is a great position to labor in. You can block out some of the sensations that might be too much. You can rock. This gives plenty of access for your support person to massage and help you release in your back, to do those hip squeezes, to do that pressure. All of that. Now, some things that people don't mention often, but should be brought up is that we get tired in these different positions. She may have been on hands and knees for 30 minutes. She may have been squatting for longer than that. So one thing I like to do in between contractions is to release some of the tension in the legs. And that's easily done. I know this always makes her laugh. Sorry, guys. This always done just by shaking back and forth. Shaking back and forth each leg. Are you ticklish like that? Can I do you, Adela? Let me try my other daughter. Come on. Thank you, Tyree. We're gonna try it, but I want them to see because it can also happen while you're standing up. So go ahead and stand up. This is my firstborn, Adela. Hi, say hi to everybody. So same thing. One palm, and a shake. Just bringing that down on each leg. You can also use, remember that rebozo or that shawl that I showed you earlier? That can be wrapped around and used to shake and relieve that tension. It can be done while you're kneeling. Go ahead, Ellie, get on the knees like she was. So she's been having the contractions, her legs are getting tired, and then you come down after giving the massage, your contraction's over. Give me a little bit of this. She's also in a great position to do some work with the rebozo in terms of helping with the positioning or bringing the baby down, taking it around the belly. And as a support person, you can stand up and just give the same left, right pull. It's not a tug up or a tug down. It's just helping to wiggle that baby down. And if you see where it is on her body. All right, thank you. This is life when your mother is a birth worker. They're always getting pulled into videos. Let's talk about slow dancing. Slow dancing.
Marlee-I, we have a couple of questions in the chat from Christine.
Oh, all right.
Patricia. And to Cynthia, yes, this recording will be available after the class, just to the participants of this class.
Okay, do nurses complete any of these pressure relieving techniques in the hospital? That really depends on your nurse. It really depends on your nurse who's there. A lot of nurses have these techniques, but a lot of nurses are very busy and don't have the time to do it, which is why they really appreciate, having someone there. And so this is something that you want to have your support person do. Your nurse is there to check your medical needs in terms of your blood pressure, your heart rate, the baby's heart rate, your contractions. And so rarely will they be able to provide these techniques unless you have just a really lovely nurse who has time there for you. And I say that to say they're equipped. A lot of people are equipped but don't have the space and time to do it. I am experiencing SPD. I don't know what SPD is. Patricia, can you tell me what SPD stands for? I'm bad with acronyms. Is it safe to these massaging and hip pushing techniques still? I don't know what SPD is. I'm not familiar with that broken down like that. Do any of these positions shorten the length of labor? Well, that is our goal, right? Is that these positions are helping the baby to move. So when you're in active labor, you want to be shifting and changing positions, because that exactly is what the baby is doing, shifting and changing positions in order to go down into the pelvis. So there's nothing that's going to guarantee shortening your labor, but it definitely is going to increase the likelihood that your labor will continue progressing and not stop. Pain in the pelvis. So I am not sure. I'm not going to make up an answer to that. Someone said, yes, SPD. Yes, it is. So I'm not going to pretend to answer that, because that sounds like something more medical in terms of like if you're having real issues, anything that's going to cause pain, we don't want you to have. So definitely. What else do we have here? Anisha, you have a question. Let's find you so we can unmute you.
Oh, hi. I'm Anisha Johnson. I'm a doula and work for Black Infant Health Contra Costa. Hi, Marlee-I.
Hi.
For the person that has the question about SPD, that is symphysis pubic dysfunction. That is very painful. And so I myself was diagnosed with that with my last child. And basically what it is when that pubic bone is compromised and the baby starts to put a lot of pressure on the pubic bone, and it actually can start around the 20th week and it can go on for the rest of your pregnancy. And it's something that unfortunately gets worse with time. But it is relieved by doing sometimes some OT or from having a pregnancy support belt. But one thing that can help with the SPD, like I said, unfortunately, I suffered from it, is to make sure that when you are getting up and down, that you're swinging, that those legs are staying together. So like when you're getting out your bed, don't just climb out the bed. It's the two legs together and swing out. And then the other thing is that for the SPD, the good news is that in labor, your birth companion can actually put pressure on that pubic bone with the rice pack that Marlee-I showed you. And that will provide some comfort to that very sensitive pubic bone. But once the baby descends down far enough, you will not be bothered by the SPD. So that's the good news. So I had it and had a natural, I was still able to have a natural birth. My doula supported my pubic bone as I was hurting in early labor. She held the pubic bone, gave me that comfort, and I was able to birth naturally, still with the SPD. Okay, wow. So just to tell you, if you are experiencing that, you don't feel like, now I got to get an epidural, now I have to change my birth plan. No, you can still have your natural birth plan. You're just going to need someone to support you and make sure that those legs are aligned when you're birthing. And I was Marlee, I don't know if you could talk about leg alignment, because that's what causes it, when that leg goes out of whack and it's not, the hips are not aligned during the pushing. It's a birth injury.
Yes, and I have had that happen. I didn't know that it could start so early. Thank you for sharing that, Anisha. That is very interesting. And so, as a doula, I'll be like, I don't want to hurt you. Where can I provide that support, right? Because I don't have experience with all different aspects of birth. So thank you so much.
Thank you.